Hi guys, this is Solaris. Welcome to my video. You wanted for me to show you my GF build, so here it is. First things first, for my race I chose human because it gives me 3 extra heroic feats. Second thing, the ability scores. So I built this character a long time ago. This character is more than 2 years old. So I maxed out my constitution, and later on in the game I respected few times, and well, now I have all my points spent on strength and dexterity, and constitution is left as it is. So strength gives me bonus damage, stamina regeneration, and damage over time resistance. Well, dexterity gives you resistance ignored, deflection chance, and AoE damage resistance. And constitution is action point gain and maximum hit points. One more useful thing here is charisma, that gives you combat advantage damage and companion stat bonus. So we'll talk about combat advantage damage for GF a little bit later. Wisdom is control bonus, control resist, it's good to have, and intelligence is not that important. What shall we talk about next? So, I chose 2 parts of Dusk armor. It has a really good set bonus. For 2 parts you get extra hit points, power defense when you're in a party, and when you going dungeons you are always in a party. So and the other 2 parts I chose, Drawcraft gauntlets and boots. For the weapon I chose Twisted because it gives you bonus damage or bonus defense, depends on either you defending or attacking. Lost Mouth set for higher DPS, and well, these are about you can see my artifacts down here. For enchantments, I would recommend you to go with brutal enchantments if it's possible in offensive slots, and Azure in defensive. I have mixed offensive and defensive slots, well, mixed enchantments in offensive and defensive slots, with dual effects mostly, but it's not something that is really good. For example, you can see here in defensive slot I have brutal enchantment rank 12, and it gives me hit points and defense. It's not those 1k, 1.5k hit points, it's not that big of a difference for GF. Ring of Brutality plus 4 and plus 5 is a bonus, and Ring of Sieging is good for PvP. It's not bad for PvE, but it's really good for PvP, but I'm mostly PvE player. So, and here I have Radiant rank 11 and rank 12. So there is one more thing I want to say for you guys who want to make build like mine, remember you are tank class, so you need to tank. It's okay to do damage as well, but when you go into the dungeon and you are the only tank, you need to know what to do, and for that you need defensive stats. Okay, so I will go for powers next. Cleave, you don't have to put much points on that. Tide of Iron, I like it. It's a good debuff skill. Launching Strike, I like to have my Launching Strike at max because of distance that I can, because it gives me greater distance for rush. Villain's Menace, I would recommend you to go to max Villain's Menace. Shield Talent, yes, max Shield Talent. Enforced Threat, it's a really good skill, I use it all the time. Griffin's Rat is not that important, you can skip that one. Fighter's Recovery is a really good health recovery daily, and I would certainly recommend you to go with this one for PvE build. Terrifying Impact is not that important for PvE because 95% of the time I use Villain's Menace and Fighter's Recovery as my two daily powers. Enhanced Mark is something that you really need, because again you're a tank class and you need to take aggro. It's really good for Demogorgon fight at the third stage. Equip this one in here and just mark Demogorgon, he will instantly come to you. Guarded Assault is not something that is important, you can skip this one. Combat Superiority is really good for damage. It's maybe the most important class feature when it comes to damage. Knight's Challenge is okay. It's a good bonus for DPS when you have Paladin in your group, so you can challenge your opponent and do double the damage. Crushing Surge is my main at will. It's really good to have and I would recommend you to max it out. Anvil of the Doom, it's a good skill. It's a good skill when you fight Lost Mouth during the second phase of the fight. You will chop a huge amount of his health and it's really good to have. Flourish, you don't have to go with that. It's not that really good of spell or power, but maybe some Guardian fighters use it for PvP, but I don't use it. Steel Blitz, I don't have this. Into the Fray, this is your bread and butter. So for Into the Fray, I would recommend you to max it out, because Into the Fray is really important buff for you and for your party, and if you're a new player and you will have that one extra point to spend on one encounter power or class feature, field, whatever, I recommend you that one last point you spend on Into the Fray. you will be useful in group, and you will be useful in solo fights and your questing and whatnot. Steel defense is really important skill to have, because it gives you immunity to damage. So when you have Villain's Menace and Steel Defense combined together, like this, Villain's Menace and Steel Defense give you CC immunity, and it gives you immunity to damage, and basically you're immune to almost everything for for 6 seconds. Yeah, it's really good to have when you're tanking against the last boss in Castle Never. It's really important, and when you fight last boss in Castle Never as main tank, make sure you have fighter's recovery and Steel Defense equipped, and combine those two together, because it will give you immunity to damage and you'll survive. Why am I saying this? Because fighter's recovery, it has shorter casting time than Villain's Menace. So I recommend for the last fight in Castle Never to use fighter's recovery plus Steel Defense if you are main tank in the group, and this one shield talent will come in handy as well. So these three makes a perfect combo for Castle Never last boss. Knight's Valor is really important to have because, well, again, you're a tank, so you need that power to protect your group when you're playing. When you play different dungeons and you don't have a healer, you can protect your party with that. It's not bubble. It's not as good as bubble with OP, but it's really useful. Bull charge, it's something you really need if you want to play PvP, but for PvE it's not that important, but it's a really good skill to have. Crescendo, it's a daily that is really good for PvP. For PvE it's not that important because you are not a great weapon fighter and your Crescendo doesn't do nearly enough damage as GWF's Crescendo does. Desperate Survival, I almost never use it, and Shield Warrior's Wrath is really good, and that is my second offensive class feature. So I will show you my combo for full tank first. It looks something like this. Yeah, shield talent, steel defense. Instead of lunging strike, I'm using Knight's Valor, and this is about it. Of course, when it comes to equipment, I use instead of this artifact, I use Seal of Guardian, because it gives me more defense and more deflection. So that's how my full tank build looks like. For the full offensive, I go with Seal of Controller and sometimes maybe Seal of Great Weapon or Seal of Devoted, sorry, or Seal of Great Weapon, and Seal of Controller. Okay, so that's about, oh yeah, for the offensive, for the DPS build I use Launching Strike, and for the class features I'm going with Combat Superiority and Shield Warriors rank. This is really good class feature to have when you're fighting bosses or large number of mobs, so you take up your shield, and when you successfully block an attack you gain 1% increased damage, and it stacks for 5 times. It lasts 5 seconds. So when this one is at tier 4, you can see you gain 4% damage, and it stacks for 5 times. That's 20% of damage. Plus combat superiority, 10% damage. That's 30% damage, if I'm right. Well, 4 or 5 times, yeah, 20-30% damage. For combat superiority, you don't need to put 4 points on this one. It's enough to have only 1 point spent on combat superiority. So that's about powers. Let's go to feats. For feats, I chose, well, one thing worth mentioning is for feat, because I'm human, I have 3 extra heroic feats. So what's important? Strength gives you more damage, more hit points, it's good for tanking. This is really important feat to have, because armor class gives you more damage, more defense, and you need defense as a tank. Bonus damage, why not? Critical chance, I love my critical chance to be high, and from duration, it's useful really. Sometimes it's useful for PvP, sometimes even for PvP. Well, actually it's good for PvP as well, for high DPS. This one is good. You gain your action point faster when you are under half of your hit points, which is really important. You can activate when your healths are low, you can activate Fighter's Recovery, gain your action point more quickly, and activate your Fighter's Recovery and your full health again. Yeah, temporary hit points, higher damage, yeah. This one is good. It gives you 750% of your weapon damage over time whenever you hit a critical on your foe. Cleave, I don't know why I put this here. I wouldn't recommend you to spend your points on this one. Instead of that, you can put points on this Shield Slam, 20% more damage. You will use your Shield Slam quite often. Combat superiority, it's really good at 5th tier. Combat superiority will not require that the target hits you first, so every time you hit the target you will do instantly, with every next attack you will instantly do 5% more damage to them, but when your combat superiority is equipped. And for the last, reckless attack, higher DPS, higher critical chances. It's a good feat to have. In protector phase, I chose stamina. It's good to have more of a shield, and yeah, armor class increased. And with petition, I chose encounter power cooldowns. 10% is important. It makes a difference. It really does. So boons. Okay, with boons, Sharon Knight campaign all the offensive stats, action point gain. Yeah. This one is good for tanking, but I chose this one. This one is good for PvE. Red Ring, it suits my build and my gameplay. I don't know about you guys, but it suits me well. Red Ring, again, critical, regeneration or life steal. I don't go for life steal, so I put some points in my regeneration. Resistance ignore or reflection chance. Resistance ignore. Yeah, necrotic damage and rampaging madness. Campaign Icendale wounds. Combat advantage. Stamina gain. Critical severity over recovery, and yeah, 2k power based on how much your guard is missing, and 10% action points. This is not really necessary. You can go with this one. It's more useful, I think, but I just stuck with this one. So maybe you can ask me why combat advantage, why not AoE resistance. Well, let's see here. When you use enforced threat or your mark, you are creating combat advantage damage, or combat advantage actually, for you and your teammates. And as high as your combat advantage, you will do more damage. Let's get back to boons. Underdark campaign, power and hit points, critical hit points, combat advantage damage. Again, combat advantage is really good. Control effect. Okay, that's a good thing to have. And 10% damage versus enemies. Tyranny of Dragons campaign, power, critical over reflection, armor penetration over defense, regeneration, and I took 5% bonus critical severity. I really hate playing him, and it's even harder to queue with this new queue system, so I'm stuck with only one boon here, but I don't care. Maybe if you have 2 more points to spend here, I wouldn't recommend you to go for 8% critical severity, but to put one here, 5% critical severity, one for lifesteal, and one for control strength. That's how would I do that. PvP campaign, I don't have fully unlocked PvP campaign, so I chose power of crit and power again for more strength, for more power. Stronghold boons, we're really small guild. It's friendly guild, so we don't have much guild boons. We have only this one, which gives me 1.6k for defense. And the maze engine, okay, let's look at this one. Incoming healing bonus on 5% life steal severity. 5% life steal severity is nothing really, if you, because your by default your life steal severity is 100%. So whatever you choose, you are not going to do anything wrong. So control effect, shorter duration or combat. I'm going to choose combat advantage bonus, action point gained, and yeah, this one for higher crit chances. That's about it when it comes to boons. And okay, let's go for companions. You can see my main companion is Scourge Warlock. I have Air Archon, Fire Archon, Devourer, and Siege Master. And for mounts, I have 3 mounts that are really good and 2 green ones. So I'm trying to put all insignias in order so I can have more bonuses when it comes to that. So that's about it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Find me in the game, comment this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in my next video.